People often say that if you were more productive, you would get more things done. But what they don't tell you is that procrastination should be a part of that productivity. Now stick with me for a minute, because I know you're probably thinking I'm a little nuts, but stick with me, and I'm sure this will make sense to you here in a minute. Now, a lot of people will associate procrastination with waiting until the last minute to do a project, staying up all night trying to complete a paper, or something along those lines. That's just because you're doing it wrong. If you're anything like me, there is never a time when you have nothing to do. There is always something on your list of things that you could accomplish. Also, if you're anything like me, you know that you're going to procrastinate. You know there is going to be a day when you're just not going to do anything all day long. When I get done with a task, or I'm getting ready to start another one, or if I'm just bored with the current task, I'll just procrastinate for a while and get my mind off of things. I know there is always another task, and I know that there's something else that I should be doing. And all I do is I just schedule them in my head, or sometimes on paper, and I schedule them in order of importance. Your procrastination should actually be a part of this schedule. Add it in there with the schedule of tasks as if it were just another thing on your to-do list. Never let your procrastination last longer than a single day. It's very easy to get trapped in a never-ending cycle of just sitting around, eating popcorn, and watching Doctor Who. Planning to procrastinate actually gives yourself something to look forward to. It gives you something to plan for, and it also keeps you on task because you know you're going to procrastinate later. It gives you just a little bit extra energy whenever you know that you have to push through this blockade so that you can go and procrastinate. I wake up every morning at 5:30 a.m. Most of the time I have no reason to do this. My daughter usually doesn't wake up until about 7 o'clock in the morning, and so I have about an hour and a half block where I can get whatever it is that I want to get done. That being said, I don't always use this time for planned things. I don't always use it for productive things. But what I do use it for is whatever it is that I have scheduled for that day. Sometimes what I have scheduled for that day is to wake up early and play games on my phone. I'm not saying that you have to get up at 5:30 every morning, but what I am saying is that you need to schedule a time when you know you're going to consistently have that block of time where you can do something on a certain task. If you have that planned out, you can start to plan, this day I'm going to do this part of things, this day I'm going to do this part of things, and this day I'm going to sit around and watch Doctor Who. You got to have those days. This combination of procrastination and productivity will actually keep you away from having that spiral of never-ending Chris Farley videos from SNL. So why is this video on a German language learning channel? Well, I've seen a lot of people get burnt out while trying to learn a foreign language. They finally get to that point where they're just like, I cannot take another grammar chart, I can't look at any more grammar, there is no way I'm ever going to learn this language, and then they just give up. What they should have done was start out with a little bit of productivity, a little more productivity, maybe a little procrastination, and then go back into productivity. If you have this pace throughout your language learning, you will have a better chance of avoiding burnout. I'm not saying that you should be productive every single day and that you should study German for 3 hours a day. What I am saying is that you should be consistent about what it is that you're doing. You should aim for being productive 6 out of 7 days of the week. Depending on what your schedule is, you may have to plan around different things that are going on in your life, but you should still try and be productive 6 out of 7 days a week. Find a time in your life when you know you can be most consistent, and of course, be lazy sometimes.